in us. Apratihata means without any irregularities or inconsistencies or interruptions, distractions. Focus on Harikatha, focus on Hari Seva. Yayatma suprasidati. Then heart is completely satisfied. Satisfaction in our bhakti. Let's go back and check our motivations and our consistency. All dissatisfaction motives, ulterior motives. All dissatisfaction lies in inconsistency and irregularity in our sadhana and seva. If our consistent and regular, if our sadhana and seva and our motives are pure, we will be satisfied. Satisfaction doesn't depend on recognition, name, fame, prestige, accomplishment, achievement. Satisfaction doesn't depend on all that. Satisfaction and advancement in bhakti are dependent on the purity of our intent and the consistency of our attempt. How pure is our intention and how consistent is our practice of bhakti. That is satisfaction in bhakti. And the greatest satisfaction is derived in Krishna consciousness by humbly identifying ourselves as instruments in Krishna's plans and not independent achievers or arrogant accomplishers. We are humble instruments in Krishna's plans. You can achieve hundreds of things in Krishna's service. Great, please do it. You have to do so much service in Prabhupada's movement, in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. But by considering ourselves as humble instruments, Prabhupada did so much. He wrote so many books. At the end he said, if there is any credit for my translation work, all the credit in my translation to my Guru and my disciples. So this is the mood set by our acharyas. This mood set by Krishna. Krishna likes to act as an instrument in devotees' plans. Being a servant of Krishna is greater ecstasy than being Krishna himself. That's why Krishna becomes Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and ecstatically dances, identifying himself as a servant of Krishna. Who is the topmost servant of Krishna? Srimati Radharani. So he comes in her mood and experiences, tastes this ecstasy of being a servant of Krishna. Krishna dasa abhimane ananda sindhu koti brahma sukha nahe tara eka bindu. The ecstasy of being a servant of Krishna is so much that it's like oceanic happiness, and even the ocean of Brahmananda cannot even compare to a drop of Bhaktiananda. That's the glory of being a servant of Krishna, an instrument of Krishna. There's much more we can say. It's 8:30 now. Should we stop here, Prabhu? Take some questions. Devotees may have some questions. We can continue tomorrow. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful class. We're so fortunate to see you in person. Till now, just YouTube and your books. So, first of all, thank you so much. And class was very relatable, so simple. Thank you. Prabhu, my question is pure intentions. How can we cultivate our intentions to be pure? And also, it's so hard to get defeated and not be consistent in our attempts. We think that, oh, we know so much, we shouldn't have like atyahara or not atyahara, over endeavor, right? Oh, atyahara, yeah, over endeavor. So sometimes we think that, oh, maybe I'm over endeavoring, that's why I'm not achieving what I'm achieving. So we stop. So how do we develop those two qualities?
Consistency in bhakti is different from over endeavor. Atyahara prayasa. Atyahara means overly trying to enjoy sense objects, being too greedy for sense objects, and prayasa is the endeavor put to acquire all of them. Both are together. So this is different from that, because our scriptures say that laulyam is the only mulya that you pay to get Krishna. Laulya means greed. We need to be greedy for Krishna. We need to be infatuated with the desire to get Krishna. We need to be so obsessed to attain Krishna prema. That greed, that obsession, that infatuation, that determination, that commitment to this path will get Krishna for us. Then Krishna will give himself to such a determined devotee. So this is laulyam or endeavor to advance in Krishna consciousness. But when you say atyahara, that atyahara is basically for material things. Over endeavoring for material things and sincerely, consistently endeavoring for Krishna's grace, they are like two opposite directions. There is no connection. Is that what you are asking, Mataji? Yeah.
Sorry, Prabhu, follow-up is like example of Radharani is told. Radharani engages others in Krishna's service. So people say, oh, you should encourage others, don't do. So how do you know that? What's that balance?
Yeah, we need to engage others also in Krishna's service. Engaging is of two types. One is that you empower them. Once you are little experienced in some service, you empower younger ones to take up that service and you increase the scope of your service. You just go one step higher or deeper, take up more responsibilities. So far you are handling some things hands-on, some responsibilities. Now you found some devotees who are capable enough to handle them. You empower them to do the services, just give guidance once in a while, time to time you become a mentor, and then you take up more serious responsibilities, expand the scope of your service. So when you are empowering other devotees, you are expanding the scope of your service and sharing your experiences with the younger ones. That is one way of, what did you say?
Encouraging others also, not just being very greedy for our service, like we move out of the way.
That is like one way of engaging people in service. Second is escapism. I don't want to do it, therefore you do it. You quoted the example of Radharani. In the spiritual world, Srimati Radharani is compared with a creeper of bhakti, bhakti lata. And all the other gopis are like Pallava Pushpapata. They are like small leaves or twigs or flowers of that creeper, devotional creeper. And Krishna's pastimes are like water sprinkled on that creeper. So when water is sprinkled on the creeper, automatically the leaves and twigs will become happy. Similarly, when the gopis of Vrindavan assist Srimati Radharani in her service to Krishna, they become happy. But Radharani finds so much joy in bringing all the gopis to directly serve Krishna, and she becomes their assistant. You just don't serve me only, assist me only in my service to Krishna. You also render service to Krishna. And the gopis say, no, you serve, we will assist you. Both of them did not want to avoid seva. When we want to avoid seva, we will do that. Aap karo. You can do it. Right? When you are not capable of doing that seva, you can always say, I think I cannot do it, better you do it. That's fine. The service has to be done nicely. Someone has to do justice to that service. If someone is more qualified to do that service, you can allow them to do it. So you can take a back seat. But you are able to do, you have time to do. And it's not that you need to empower them also. It's your job. But still if you say, then it's like disinterest. So we should not, give up services out of irresponsibility. But we can transfer services to others to encourage them. And we can take up other responsibilities. And also sometimes you have been doing that service for a long time. It's your desire also to do some other service. Then definitely you can transfer it to somebody and then you can take up a new service. Ultimately, whether you do the service or don't do the service or encourage others to do or delegate or empower, whatever tag you give it to it, it's the intention that matters.
That's the other question.
Yeah.
How to purify that intention.
How to keep our intentions pure. Number one is regularly study Srimad Bhagavatam. Study or hear, one of them. or both. The more we are in touch with Srimad Bhagavatam, the more we hear or read about and meditate upon the pure examples like Parikshit Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj, Bharat Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Priyavrat Maharaj, Narada Muni, all the Vrajavasis, the gopis of Vrindavan, Yashoda Mata, Rohini Mata, all these wonderful devotees, how pure their intentions are. So basically, when we are reading or hearing these pastimes of Bhagavatam, we are associating with the characters there. We are taking their association. Kunti Maharani. So the purity of their consciousness, the purity of their intentions will purify our intentions. The more we hear about them, the more we meditate on their qualities. So that is like taking inspiration from Shastra. Second is, in our own community of devotees, there may be some devotees, there are some devotees who are more mature than us, more experienced than us, whose intentions are much purer than us, who are more consistent than us. So we need to spend time with them, take inspiration from them, hear about them. Our hearing should not be just with the motive of accumulating information or gathering knowledge. Hearing is basically a medium to transform our character, build our Vaishnava qualities. So when we are seeking that, seeking to develop Vaishnava qualities and Vaishnava character, then definitely our intentions will become pure. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for your wonderful lecture, how to become instruments in the service of Krishna, in the hands of Krishna. I'm so happy to see you, Prabhuji. I always follow your lectures, and my Telugu preaching goes mostly 75% with your explanations only. I'm so pleased. And I'm so happy to see you today. You are a replica of your spiritual master. You are personification of humility and tolerance and compassion that I could see you while you teach to, even Bhakti Shastri courses. I have your Bhakti Shastri course, and how patiently you answer all the questions at the end of session. You are tired actually in the night. In India it is night. You were tired, but I don't know how you were managing to teach the 2 hours completely.
We are instruments in Krishna's plans.
Yes, you are actually not only actually preaching that, you are actually a replica of instrument in Krishna's service, and you are spiritual masters, Prabhu. I am so happy to see you. So today my questions are a couple of questions. So I am always confused between destiny and free will. You explained destiny and free will. Prabhu, for example, my understanding, please correct me because I want to understand from you personally. Because whatever we are having, the suffering and happiness in this lifetime, that is depending on our previous pious impious actions. Is that correct? Then suppose whatever we are doing right now, is it free will? Because today I have come here. Is it my free will or Krishna's arrangement? How do we understand whatever we are doing right now in our lives? Is our free will? So that we are going.
It's a combination of both. Krishna has sanctioned our free will. In that sense, it is Krishna's arrangement. But Krishna has given us free will, which it's our free will also. Right? That free will is sanctioned by Krishna, therefore it's Krishna's arrangement. Okay, anyways, I will just elaborate a little more. For an ordinary materialistic conditioned soul, whatever happens in life is karma. Whether good, they have free will. Definitely they have free will. That free will is influenced by karma. And that free will makes them create more karma. It's complicated network. Extremely complicated. So they have some karmic baggage in the background that will induce them to act in a certain way, think in a certain way, decide things in a certain way, choose in a certain way. That will plunge them into deeper complications. right? Now you, without Google Maps, you took a left turn in your road. That is a wrong thing, wrong step. From there you are trying to search. So in trying to come back to your main track, you have taken so many turns, like you went 10 kilometers away from the main destination, and somebody said, hey, not here, go there. 1 hour you lost, right? In traffic and all, you get lost. It's like that, very complicated. So for a ordinary, materialistic, conditioned soul, whatever is happening is because of karma, which is because of misuse of free will. Now for a devotee who is practicing devotional service, bhakti yoga, karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam, karma is removed. Even for a practicing devotee, Krishna personally takes charge of the devotee's life. Not only pure devotees, even practicing devotees' lives are also under Krishna's personal guidance. Now you enter a college, say you are doing BTech, 4 years BTech for example, Bachelor of Technology, I don't know what you call in this area. I did BTech, so I'm saying. So first year student is like immature, first semester student. 8th semester is like very mature in studies. Sometimes first year students are more pure and 4th year people are very degraded also. I could see that. But anyways, in studies or in academics, first year is a neophyte, second year is a like more mature and accomplished and seasoned person. But both are students only, of that college only. They are under the college principles, college authorities only. Similarly, whether it's pure devotee or practicing devotee, both are under the shelter of Krishna, undoubtedly. And this practice, when practice becomes perfect and becomes a pure devotee, is completely under the shelter of Krishna. But in the practicing stage, still some things are there. Some baggage is there. Anarthas are there, aparadhas are there. So the suffering that such a practicing devotee experiences is a product of anarthas and aparadhas, which is again misuse of free will. Not necessarily karma. Because karma Krishna can remove. But he will not remove free will. He will never interfere with our minute independence. However degraded a living entity may be, even if the living entity commits such abominable activities and becomes a ant or an insect also, there is some little free will. Devata, more free will. Human beings, little medium free will. Free will is always there. Even if karma is not there, free will is there. So that because of the misuse of free will, the living beings, practicing devotees, may do some aparadhas, guru aparadh, dham aparadh, nam aparadh, vaishnava aparadh, seva aparadh. The aparadhas will give them some reactions. And anarthas are still there. Because his practicing stage, the anarthas are not fully purified. There is still some lust, envy, pride, greed pending. So because of that, some suffering. And if it is the pure devotees, they are not practitioners. Pure devotees case, it's totally Krishna's will. They suffer a lot. Kunti Maharani, they suffer more than practicing devotees. Sometimes they suffer more than normal karmis also. But their suffering is like Krishna's personal orchestration to demonstrate how faithful my devotees can be. Even if they are subjected to hundreds and thousands of reversals, my devotees will never lose faith in me. Even if Abhimanyu died, his wife Uttara came to take Krishna's shelter only for the protection of his son, Parikshit Maharaj. Pahi pahi mahayogin deva deva jagatpate. She said, Na anyantva bhayam tadabhayam pashyet. I can't see anyone else. She did not think, few days back my husband was dying and he did not do anything. Why should I go to him? She never thought like that. She has complete faith that Krishna is the only protector. And even if Krishna doesn't protect Parikshit, still she has faith. Her faith was not shaken up. At the time of Parikshit's birth, Krishna saved. But even during her lifetime, Parikshit was cursed to die within 7 days by Shamik Rishi's son. Shringi. At that time, Krishna did not save. Krishna arranged for Sukadeva Goswami to give a Bhagavatam class for 7 days. And Parikshit died. Uttara was still there. Uttara did not complain. Krishna, why did you protect him when he was in the womb? Why did you not protect him when he was cursed? What is this? Whatever you say, Maro bhi, Rako bhi, jo ichha tohar. Want to protect me or punish me? I consider punishment also as protection. So pure devotees are so faithful to Krishna because they understand. After Abhimanyu died, where did he go? After Parikshit died, where did he go? He went to spiritual world. He gave us Bhagavatam and went to spiritual world. That's glorious death. Why should a devotee cry? Of course, the crying is mainly because of separation from a beloved devotee, but not that the devotee is harmed or some injustice is done to the devotee. And also, whenever a devotee is in some difficulty, when Krishna comes and relieves the devotee from the difficulty, the devotee experiences some special kind of love and grace of Krishna. Isn't it? Extra grace. Bhumi Devi in so much difficulty. Then Krishna comes as an incarnation and relieves her from some difficulty. The relationship is more intensified. Parents love the child so much. But when the child is sick, their love for the child will be intensified more. Similarly, when a devotee is in difficulty, Krishna's love for the devotee is revealed more. And that love, an intensified love, is experienced by the devotee, and the devotee feels nourished. And plus, others will also understand, my God, how much the Lord loves his devotees. That is to increase our faith and demonstrate their faith. The Lord will expose them to some suffering. And he himself will come and relieve them from suffering also. So when he gives them some suffering, he is giving them chili. When he relieves them from suffering, he is giving them gulab jamun after their throat is burnt when they took some mirchi. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, he doesn't say mirchi gulab jamun, but he says that when a devotee experiences a phase of suffering, then the Lord comes and relieves them from suffering. That is rasa. That is special rasa. If there is a series of gulab jamuns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, you can't relish. But one mirchi bhaji and then one gulab jamun, you can, that is a nice balance, right? A combination. Only series of happy moments are there, it's all monotony. But if some reversals are there in between, there is some ecstasy, extra maja. Even in spiritual world also, Radha and Krishna are always not together. Sometimes there is separation there also. And Radharani goes into Manlila. Krishna comes and pleads, please, please. There's some extra rasa there. It's all rasa. Between pure devotees and the Lord, all the sufferings are also rasa. Practicing devotees, that's a process of purification for them. Common people, karma. Does it answer the question?
Wonderful, Prabhu. Wonderful. I have a small other question. You are talking about part and parcel. I know some other devotees might have questions. Maybe you want me to wait, or is it okay?
I don't know, Prabhu. How many questions can we take? How long can we
If anybody else has any questions, please.
No other questions? Yes, Prabhu.
As far as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is concerned, we see topics regarding Braja Bhakti and Bhava and Prema. So I'm just curious to know, how is it that it is included in the Bhakti Shastri curriculum? I mean, the...
first 19 chapters are included.
Yes.
Not
So-
the remaining rasas which are more esoteric.
Yes. So even to understand the terminology and to digest them, it seems to be little challenging sometimes. I feel that like first 9 cantos, there is no, not much about Vraja Bhakti or Vraja Prem. So I'm just curious.
If you see from that perspective, even Upadeshamrita also, later shlokas are like really very tough. They're very sweet. But to understand Shravana Dasha, Varana Dasha, being in Radha Kund, they're like very exalted subjects. And Honestly speaking, during my Bhakti Shastri days, 15 years back, when I was in my very early 20s, I could not understand nectar of devotion much. Upadeshamrita, initial 4-5 shlokas I could understand, but later when I could not connect with them much. But later, after some years, when I read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu along with Nectar of Devotion, then Upadeshamrita along with some Acharya's commentaries, I could appreciate them better after completing my Bhagavatam study. So, the way I see it is, in Bhakti Shastri, you get some basic understanding of it, but Bhakti Shastri is not the ending of all these 4 books. You have a whole life to understand them, and probably lifetimes to realize them and apply them and act on that platform. But seniors have designated these 4 books as syllabus. We just follow. Even I never asked, why did you put this? I also definitely had this doubt. Bhakti Rasamrita is like too much. Only after studying Bhagavatam we can understand. 4th chapter especially, when Prabhupada writes the series of translations, 30 translations in 4th chapter of NOD. In those days, 2008, I could not understand anything. But when I completed my Bhagavatam study, out of those 30, at least 20 are my favorite shlokas. Yat pada pankaja palasa vilasa bhakti. When I saw the Sanskrit, then I could understand. And when I understood the context of the shloka, Yat pada pankaja, for example, it comes in a series of beautiful conversations between 4 Kumaras and Prithu Maharaj. You can appreciate the context. After that, after completing Bhagavatam study, when I read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it made good sense to me. But initially, it was a bouncer for me. But I just did the needful. Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Hi, Krishna Prabhu. We were talking about pure intentions earlier. So sometimes we may have a pure intention to engage ourselves in some service, but there's fear or false ego that gets in the way of our ability to perform that service, and we may not even be aware of it. And even if we are aware of it, we don't know how to go about overcoming those obstacles. So what would you say is the best way to overcome that?
Fear and ego, 2 things you said. To be fearful is good. To be fearful that ego will overwhelm us is very good. I'll give an example, because the words that you used, fear and ego, these are the exact words used by Brahma in the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam, 9th chapter. In the 3rd canto, 8th chapter, Brahma takes birth on a lotus flower that emanated from Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu's navel. And he sees the beautiful form of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Then he offers prayers, beautiful prayers. 3rd canto, 9th chapter, 1st shloka till 25th shloka, he offers prayers. In that, last 3-4 shlokas, 22, 23, 24, 25, 22, 23, 24, especially these 3, he says, "O Lord, I have 3 requests for you. Number 1 is, please empower me to do this service. Number 2, I may do the service nicely, but I may become proud. I may become arrogant of my accomplishment. So let me not become proud." Number 3, he says, when I may do service nicely, but sometimes there's a chance of getting distracted, deviated from the Vedic sound vibration. Means which is from your teachings. I am fearing that. Please protect me. So he was fearful of distraction or deviation. He was also very concerned that he might become proud. Let me not become proud. So pride and deviation are 2 obstacles which are indicated there. So we should be fearful. Prabhupada writes in the purport, a devotee should be fearful of fall down. Fear of fall down should be followed by prayer for protection. When you are fearful of fall down, You should be prayerful for protection. FFPP, very easy to remember. You can read 3rd canto 9th chapter purports. This Prabhupada only wrote. He didn't say FFPP. I just made that FFPP. So when you are concerned that you may become proud, when you are fearful that you may become proud or egoistic, that concern is good, that fear is very good. And to get rid of it, we need to offer prayers to Krishna. Sincerely beg Krishna, Krishna, let me not get distracted from the right consciousness. And one way of doing it is constantly hear Krishna Katha. Nityam Bhagavata Sevya will keep our feet on ground. Secondly, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we have Vasudeva leper. You know the story? Vasudeva, there is a Brahmana devotee. He had leprosy all over his body. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and embraced him. All the leprosy is gone. He got a very beautiful, well-built, handsome body. Then Vasudeva said that, "O Lord, I received this special grace from you. I may become proud. Can you please help me not become proud or egoistic?" You know what Lord Chaitanya said? Chant the holy names of Krishna. If you chant the holy names of Krishna, you will not become proud. Why? What's the logic? The more you chant, the more you say Krishna, 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 the more you are realizing that He is better than you. He is superior to you. The conditioned soul lives in this world because of this mentality of being a controller, master, proprietor, enjoyer. But the more you chant Krishna's names, you understand He is the master, He is the controller, He is the proprietor, He is the enjoyer, He is the performer, He is the doer. I am not. I am unnecessarily thinking ahankara vimodhatma karta hai mit manyate. So the more you take someone else's name, the more you are accepting them better than you. So chanting induces humility in us and protects us from ego. Prayer induces humility in us and protects us from ego. These are solutions from Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita.
So follow up. So what about fear or ego that's bad? So I'll give an example of book distribution. My biggest fear with book distribution, like I would like to engage in it more, but there's that fear of rejection from the opposite, or there's some ego. It's like, oh, how dare you? Like, it's not.
Oh, that fear.
That type of.
Then we should do more book distribution. And we should have more rejections, and our ego should be more crushed. Prabhupada says, I think, book distribution like begging. On the streets, you just show books and they say, eh. One day I was distributing books in Mumbai locals. It was in 2008 or 9, I think. 2008. Mumbai local trains. I was in dhoti kurta. I didn't know a bit of Hindi. But still I was distributing books in Mumbai. And I showed to some people there. One lady was there, little middle-aged lady. Next to her was another employee, one man who may be much younger to her, maybe her subordinate. I was showing books. And she was chastising me like anything in Hindi. I didn't understand the chastisement. Then the man next to her is trying to control her. Hey, stop, don't do this. Thinking that I don't know English, she started speaking to him in English. Keep quiet, he doesn't know. They are not supposed to sell books like this in railway stations and trains and all. Then I said, we have permission. She got two shocks. One is I spoke in English. Second is, I said, confidently I said, we have permission. We have permission from railway authorities. We are distributing books. She got shocked, but still she said, but you should not force people like this. I said, I'm not forcing, I'm showing these books. If you like, you take, otherwise leave it. Then she kept quiet and I went ahead. Right? So sometimes it's little, I was working in TCS. As a probationer, I had good pay, and then I'm just taking out some time wearing dhoti kurta and Saturday, Sunday, and then selling books in December marathon. So at that moment, when people chastises, ridiculous, look at us like beggars, sometimes you put book in front of them, they will look through you as if you are not existent. As if you are like a transparent glass, they will look through you. When somebody is behind you, they are seeing you clearly, you are not existent for them. Some people say nako. Nako means no in Marathi. So many things will happen. That's good. Purification of ego. We should not feel fearful. We should feel happy for it. But if you are like really uncomfortable, take up another service. That's also there. Sometimes it's not like just fear or ego out of which we are feeling uncomfortable in doing some service. Probably that service doesn't suit us. We can take up some other service. That's not a problem. There are so many services, unlimited services. We can take up anything. Thank you. Should we conclude here, Prabhu? Sorry, I had some 12-13 hours of movement, and this is our sleep time also. I came at different time zone now. Thank you. I hope I didn't bore you for the last 1.5 hours.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Such a wonderful class after, you've been awake for 20 plus hours. Our local time, Prabhuji got up around 1 a.m. And after 20 hours, he delivered such an enthusiastic class with such a pure intention to inspire all of us. No, Prabhu. Thank you. Wonderful. I hope you all like the class. Thank you.